Millions of people copied the Mediterranean diet. The olive oil, the beans, the greens, the fish. And for a lot of them, it didn't work the way the studies promised. The monks of Mount Athos never had that problem, and the reason isn't on the shopping list. You can buy every item on that list and still miss the thing that makes it work. Because what matters about the monks' food isn't only what it is. It's how alive it still is when they eat it. Start with olive oil. On Athos, much of it is pressed by the monasteries themselves from their own trees and eaten within the season. It never sits on a shelf for a year. It never stands under fluorescent light in a clear bottle. It's about as fresh as olive oil gets. Freshness isn't a luxury here. It's the active ingredient. The health of olive oil lives in compounds called polyphenols. One of them, oleocanthal, acts on the same anti-inflammatory pathway in the body as ibuprofen. Not a marketing line, a finding published in the journal Nature. Those compounds are fragile. Heat, air, light, and time break them down, and much of the polyphenol content can be gone within months of a bottle being opened, sometimes before it reaches the shelf. So the oil in most kitchens, bought months ago, sitting by the stove in a clear bottle, is often a faded version of what the monks actually eat. Same name, same label, different substance. That's the missing ingredient. Not a food you forgot to buy, the potency that disappears between the grove and your table. And it isn't only the oil. The greens are picked from the hillside and eaten the same day. The vegetables come from the garden outside the kitchen. The bread is milled and baked on site. The whole pattern is fresh, while the Western version is built from food that traveled for weeks and sat for months. So when people say the Mediterranean diet didn't work for them, this is usually why. They bought the right ingredients, just the tired, shelf-worn version. The part that made the original powerful was already gone. You don't need a monastery to fix that. You need freshness. Real extra virgin olive oil recently pressed in dark glass, used quickly. Greens and vegetables closer to when they were picked. The pattern is only as alive as the food you build it from. If you want the whole eating pattern laid out simply, including what to look for when you buy, it's in a free one-page guide linked in the description. Next time, we step back from the food entirely and look at the place itself, a 1,000-year-old self-governing republic almost no one outside Greece has heard of. Subscribe and we'll keep going together.